What's up, James? I really enjoyed that video. I think that feeling of maybe getting an insight through a video, talking in a video, and realizing things as you create the video itself, but then days after that insight is gone, or at least it seems to exist in a new context. And I think the reason may be that this is all still kind of virtual, or at the very least, it's virtual, and sometimes it becomes a reality, but most of the time, it remains a virtual construction, a frame of some kind. We can try to be as spontaneous as we want, but inevitably, because this is such a contrived situation, really an experiment. It's a laboratory. It's one person in front of a camera. Uh, so all conditions are constant for the most part. It's just a mind with some words and a camera to record it. And so there's always the possibility that this virtual creation will be construed in a negative way when it gets translated back into reality, or when it gets contextualized by whoever's watching it, when the experiment becomes interpreted by other scientists, other fellow seekers. So, everybody is a Buddha. Fundamentally, I think that's got to be clear. But then, I don't know, maybe from a Western perspective, it seems like calling someone a Buddha just because we associate God as the architect. So we think Buddha is the fact that Buddha knows all. We think that knowledge is technical somehow, and that then if you're Buddha, you must know the answer to every question. But I think for the Oriental mind to say that Buddha is all-knowing isn't to say that he has the technical answer to all these scientific questions. It's to say that he has a heart knowledge, or knowledge of being and existing. And so it's not that he knows the answer, it's that the answer doesn't need to be known or discovered because it's already present. Everybody is the Buddha. And if the Buddha decides to remain in samsara and interpret a video or a work of art of any kind designed to liberate them in a negative way, then that's Buddha's choice. But Buddha is still fundamentally Buddha. And negative karma is the Buddha forgetting that the Buddha is the Buddha. Trying to know the answers to technical questions, which don't need to be asked, because life is a lot simpler than we make it out to be by trying to theorize about it all the time. I think if we did just pay attention to our feelings, a lot of people are threatened by feelings because we think what it means to be a rational person, a civilized person, is to have distanced ourselves totally from our feelings, from our passions. And so we're afraid of them, but really they're pretty intelligent. They really connect us to the world in a very sensitive way if we pay attention to them. But if we only pay attention to theories about the world and facts and trying to find the correct way, because when you say it's right or it's true or it's good, what are you marginalizing? There's got to be something that you're saying is not perfect or is somehow lower than something else. And there's certain ways of judging that, but fundamentally everything is spirit, or everything is okay. Everybody is perfectly okay, and there is no karma. It's just a loop. It's going nowhere. There's no reason to be afraid you're gonna fall off the edge. You're always safe. You're always in the womb. You've never been born. But we're still here trying to find liberation, trying to understand and discuss and figure ourselves out. But it's virtual. I'm talking into a camera. And yeah, I'm going to post it on the internet, and lots of people are going to watch it. But it doesn't necessarily have to become anything. It could just be a frame that has no relation whatsoever to reality. It's just something observed by spectators, and they make their own subjective opinions about it. But it doesn't fundamentally change them or produce a realization. It just is something that they label or decide what they feel about, and shuffle along to the next object to pay attention to. So it doesn't. It's just what it is. And all phenomena are empty, right? No need to assign or try to assign value to anything specific. That in itself is an act of creating karma, but it's still just an illusion, or at least the karma isn't adding up, really, because there's no one there for it to add up on, or to, or to be accounted to, or charged against you. But hopefully all of these mini insights, or all of these videos that we post, are just they're the beginning of something which is in its infancy, and as it grows will become less theoretical and virtual and more actual. That would be the goal and the purpose and the telos of this activity, if there were one, I would think. And as long as that is the aim, we know we're at least doing something right. So, I can't claim to know anything either. I can only speak and be heard.